Hello and welcome to the 8th advanced Pong tutorial. You've made it this far. Wow, that's amazing. Keep it up. Hope you're having fun with it too. We are getting to the fun part where you get to kind of play around and see if you really understand what all this is doing. I was tempted not even to show you this part of how to make the third level because I know a lot of people could probably do it now without watching this, but it's here in case you need it. And then I'm going to let your imagination run wild as you try to customize the game on your own. So you can imagine that if we are trying to just kind of finish this off and have the bare bones 3 levels working and a decent mark for that, we are now going to create the third level, which will have this project complete, and then we can just play with the fun stuff after that. So last time I copied level 1, I'm going to duplicate level 2 now and just stick that right beside. Just kind of move these comments a little closer. They do kind of go wonky sometimes about where they end up. So you can reposition those like that. Thinking about what we need to change in this final, more challenging third level is we have to change when it starts, for one. So this is not going to start when player 1 wins round 1. This is going to start when they win round 2. So now this will start at that point. We still need to reset the variables, so they're back to 0. That's never going to change. The size of the ball, we could go even smaller to 20% if we want. You can play around with this yourself. The direction, you might want to play around with like changing that, maybe making it random of how it starts so it's more difficult for the players. I believe you can find randomness in, under the green operators, we could say pick a random and put that in this block and just kind of play around with how the ball is going to start. So let's go ahead and do that. And you're going to play around with the numbers too about what you want this to go to. So 45, negative 45 was going to the top left like this. You could have it go, anywhere from negative 90 to positive 90 if you wanted to. That would keep it always going somewhere in the upper region, but you could try your own numbers too to see what works for you. Moving 11 steps was already pretty fast, so let's just go ahead and change that to 12. And all of this stuff is going to be the same, so that's what's really nice about this. All this code is going to be the same. We're just kind of scouring through to see if there's anything we want to change. Again, we could do a random for the bounce if you want to get really crazy with this, make it less predictable. So that's an option for you. What else could we do? So down here, we obviously have to say wins round 3. We might even want to throw in a message like, congratulations, you beat the game. Or maybe you want, if you're going to go for a really high mark, why don't you create this like special boss level at the end or something? Let your imagination go with it. It doesn't have to stop here if you're having fun and you've got this far. Obviously, there's going to be a new message here. Player one wins round 3. And this might be the end of the game. It might not be. You get to decide that. Set round to 3. So this might not be important anymore. If you have another level after this, maybe you change the round again to 4. But if you don't and you're stopping here, then maybe you don't even need that block. So for now, I'll set this to 4, just in case I decide to make another level myself. Stop the script is still going to be needed, and stop all if the computer wins. So just like that, I technically have a third level. That took me maybe 5 minutes or less to completely customize a new level that has some changes. Don't forget, under the paddles, if we're continuing this theme of making the paddles different sizes too, so again, that would look like when I receive, player 1 wins round 2. Now remember, this was 75%. This is the player paddle. It's getting even smaller. So we could go down to looks, set the size to, we'd have to go smaller than 75, so we could go with 50% on that. With the computer paddle, we know that there's a little bit more challenging things that we have to do with the computer paddle to make it work. So for example, control events. When I receive, player 1 wins round 2. then we'd have to have like a new thing like this. So you'd have to duplicate that and put that here. And don't forget, you'd have to change this forever block so that it's not going forever. We'd have to have a repeat until instead of the forever. So under control, here is our repeat until. And you remember this was going basically when round equaled 2. So I could just say repeat until, where's the equals? Let's see, here we go. Repeat until round equals 3 I could do as one way. Okay, so there it is. And I'm going to put this back in. And if I'm making it even faster, then I need something less than 0.1. I could do like 0.5. That might be too fast. We really don't know until we play. Okay, but those are the basics. I actually have 3 levels that I can test out now. Again, I have my cheat codes from the other time. I can make this full screen now. If I want to play the full game, I'm going to press go on that, and we're going to play. I'm going to press the P for the cheat code points to get past round 1, and now I'm playing round 2. Everything looks good so far. I'm going to press the P again to get to round 3. And yeah, and now it is very difficult to get to there, okay? And you can see the computer's even having some difficulty processing it. It's going so fast. But this is 3 working levels of advanced Pong, so that's great. And we're technically finished with the bare bone mechanics of the game. But in the final part of this project, and again, so we're going to go file save, and we're going to go file save to your computer so that you have that working. And now I challenge you to put the final touches on this. What I would like to see for level 4 is I'd like to see a title screen that tells us what we're about to do, that gives us the option of looking at the controls or not. I would also like to see something more unique than what we've done if you're looking for level 4. We've made the ball smaller, we've changed the paddle sizes, we've changed the speed of the ball. Those were the bare bone changes to get you this far, and congratulations if you got all that to work, because that's a lot of code already. But if you want to distinguish your game from the others, then I want to see something unique. We could have something going around the game space that when the ball hits it, it ricochets off it, or it teleports from one spot to another. You could have things falling from the sky that could interact with the ball. You could have 2 balls instead of 1. I'll kind of give you some tips as we go here. In the final tutorial that I make, that's what I'll focus on, is getting started with some of those creative features. But you're going to find that the last tutorial is different than what I've done so far from you. So far, I've walked you step by step. Every single piece of code that you need is here. And now you're going to find that I'm giving you ideas to get you to that level 4. Because that's what it is. Level 4 students are supposed to go above and beyond what was shown. I know you guys can do it, and I know you're up for the challenge. Okay, so we'll see you back in the final tutorial, which will be some general hints on how to take you further. Take care. See you next time.